Hey guys, this is IntroducingEmy and we're back with another Redline Tuesday. This one was sent to us by admireddisorder.tumblr.com. And while I do this, I'm gonna just kind of talk about what's been going on and yeah. So while I was away for about 2 months, I did a bunch of conventions for my comic book Trying Human. I went to Roswell, and I went to Pennsylvania, which is actually my home state, so it kind of gave me an excuse to go see family. And let's see. And things have been going good, you know. Been doing a lot of traveling and have been putting off Redline Tuesdays for about 1,000,000 years now. So I was asked by the person who sent this in to... Well, I don't know exactly what they were asking. If they just wanted me to go over it as normal. They said that they struggled with dynamic poses, so maybe I can do something with that. I will say, be careful on your proportions. You're kind of getting into like the uncanny valley territory with like overly elongated limbs, which is really common in the animes these days, but yeah, just be mindful of that. Like, she almost has kind of like a bird head going on. Like, this could be like a beak or something. Like, her neck is so long and there's no indication of her skull. Let me get a little bit closer here. I kind of like this sort of like slanted downward eye thing. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I can replicate it. Alright, sorry, I got a little interested in the eyes there. I really like that shape. Not sure if she has eyebrows or not, but we'll try to make that work. So let's do the head like this, and I might have made the jaw go a little too far back, but be careful on your ear placement. In the original, you can kind of see some like lines that are pretty much going into the side of her cheek. I don't know if that's just from you sketching and drawing through your figure or whatever, but just be on notice. Also, if these ears are kind of like coming out, then you should probably be able to see the other one. I don't know. It depends on the hair and all that, but that's just kind of where I think it would be. Jeez, let's see. I also think her breasts are too high because I just wasn't paying attention and just kind of went over them. Because I'm great. I'm more frustrated with myself than I am you. As usual, this is like the first thing I'm doing in the morning. This is how I warm up on my normal days, my non-travel days. I like to do some red lines, like to do some sketching. Oh wow, the blades don't have round handles. They're just like scimitars without like a handle. It's just like the blade. Wait. Having like a moment here, trying to think which way the thumb would go, something like that. Okay. I might be redlining my own red lines here. Yeah, like this is all kerfuffled. I actually don't draw very muscular people, so I can't really give a whole lot of tips on that. For instance, look how I'm completely botching this weave of muscle up by the elbow. Let's just run away from that location. Well, since she is so, like, muscular, God, her head is just so teeny, teeny, teeny. I'm not trying to, like, be mean or anything. I'm just, it's shocking, like, sometimes when I'm going to work. It's almost like I can sort of tell what happened here, like, they were focused on one thing, then they went down, did another thing, then they went, and, and I'm doing that right now, technically, so when I pan up and I see the, head and everything, it's kind of like, whoa. So let's just fix that now, before Emily is driven more crazy by it. So I think a good way to do this is I'd like to think a character's head should be able to fit roughly into like their pelvic region or their chest cavity. I don't know why, I just think that feels right, that looks right. I hate these boobs. I'm gonna redo them. Turn that, no, go away. Turn that off for a second. It's too distracting. Speaking of scimitars, not to like get off onto a random topic or anything, but I was on Reddit and somebody posted a video like it was what was it? It was like don't bring a gun to a sword fight. And the video essentially was of a store clerk and a guy pulled a gun on him. And I thought, okay, this is when the sword comes out. And I, just from the title, I immediately thought, like, it was going to be a big old medieval sword or a, what's the word I'm looking for? Like a knife, like a big knife. And, it was a scimitar. It looked like he kept it in a safe under his desk or under the counter, you know. The comments were hilarious. They were all like, oh, he was just waiting for that moment to pull out that scimitar. Doesn't feel right to me. I'm trying to think here. No, that's right. That's right. This is right. I think. Sort of. Well, one way that I can make this more dynamic is if I have her pushing her wrist out more. Oops, not like that. Like that. And I also need to slimify this arm. Not doing a very good job at this at all. Trying to get it so it matches the other one a little closer. This is a pretty rough Redline Tuesday. Okay. when I was at one of my cons, I met a lot of really nice people, and different folks were like asking for tips and things like that. And I mentioned, or they mentioned to me, one of them, God, I can't think of who this was, but they were like, you know, I have one of those wooden drawing dolls. You can get them at like a lot of art stores and stuff. And I was like, oh, throw it away. The anatomy on those dolls is just not natural. I guess you could use them to like find like the length or the proportions of something, but generally they're just not. I don't think they're that good. I recommended the program design doll, which I'd like to do a tutorial about at some point here. I just haven't gotten around to it. Now I realize I'm kind of making this boob a little bigger, and I'm only doing that so there's no tension between the line of the boob and like the line of the arm here, this muscle. I'm trying anyway. Let's try something like that. Now, you were asking for dynamic poses. As long as you don't mind me drawing on blue. I mean, it just comes with practice, but I recommend not even worrying about doing a finished drawing, but just doing like little stick figures. This is good for me. This is good warm up in the morning. If you're on a computer, you can even warp them around, try to get something even more dynamic. And depending on if you're going for a girl or a guy, you can use different breakdown shapes. Like you can use triangles, or so like if you're doing a girl, you could do something more like that, and then just build them up from there. I don't like that arm. Oh my god, there's always something going on when I'm recording. There's a dog out there barking now. Like God only knows what. It's not my dog. I don't know whose dog it is. But yeah, so you can start blocking them out like this. You can even use, like, when I was in college, I used to use, like, oops, sorry about my mic, the side of a pencil to try to block out things even more, or to try to make them even more dynamic. So I would, like, she's in my way. Let me go down here. So you're blocking out shapes that are even bigger and less defined. That way you're worrying less on detail and you're just trying to get, you know, that action going. Same thing goes with different perspective. Oh, I don't want to do that. I was going to start with the crotch, like right there. Well, I guess I could, you know. Like maybe she's, I don't know, kicking towards you or something. or lounging. I don't know what the hell she's doing, but it's too early for action poses. But you can get a lot more out of like heavier lines, simpler shapes, and just like fill whole sheets of these. I do it all the time. I just do sometimes, like I used to have a lot of trouble with just standing poses. So like I just would fill sheets of just like people in nice like casual standing poses. Like just that kind of stuff. It doesn't have to be anything like wild, you know, especially when you're just learning. I don't even know. Now I'm just bullshitting. And then from there you can, you know, try to get these to be more detailed and do whatever you need to do. You can even do your little guidelines and try to figure out your proportions. Give them pretty hair. A lot of times when I'm like bored and I'm just like going through my sketchbooks trying to look for something to do, I'll kind of go in and like I'll try to finish up poses, you know. I'll try to like draw in the muscles and make them more defined, or I'll put armor on them, or I'll try to change them into like characters. Like a lot of times mine end up always being Sailor Jupiter for some reason. I have a lot of Sailor Jupiters floating around in my sketchbooks, but so yeah, that's one way to get dynamic poses. It just comes with practice. You can even, you know, you can reference photographs and try to break those photographs down into like their most simple shapes. It all starts with referencing life and going for life. You know, don't try to like do like don't worry about like drawing like super anime looking girls or finding a style. You just want to find energy in your drawings. And it doesn't matter, you know, if they have like elephant ears and armor and all that. You just want to find those like early things. Eh. I also have a video about just like kind of doing warm-ups. Specifically warming up on the tablet, but I use a lot of like these jointed shapes when I'm trying to figure out what I want to draw. So like this could be a lot of different things. Like here are just these two lines. This could be like the back of a leg. It could be the start of a butt, like a side butt. So these kind of curves and straights can be turned into like a lot of different things, like feet and legs, and you see them a lot in my work. So like curve, straight, you know, curve, straight, kinda. So yeah, find energy, find big, long, dynamic poses, draw all over the place, use thicker lines, fill your sketchbooks with stick figures, and then come back to this and try to apply what you've learned to that. And the mama will be happy with you. But yeah, she got long legs. I'm curious. Leave me alone. I want to try something. You're all mean. Let's try that. And think that's a little better, though. I think this one's a little long. I think proportion-wise, that's more in the ballpark of what I would draw. But it is definitely different proportions, that's for sure, from the original. So take that as you will. Well, take that as you will. Let's see if that is something more in line with what you're after. Yeah, I think that'll do it. I think maybe the only thing is maybe your hips need to be a little wider. I don't know. This is more like a preference sort of thing. But anyway, yeah, so I think that'll do it for this episode, and I'll try to get back into doing these more now that my convention season is over. So I will see you guys next time. Bye!